All right, everyone, it is Friday, and you know what that means? It is time for Stop Being the Best Kept Secret, and today we are rolling out our Industrial Marketing Summit 2026 preview. Today we're going to be talking with Luke Wittenbraker. Thanks so much for being here today, Luke.
Absolutely.
Yes, I am one of the co-hosts, Damon Pistolka, and that gentleman right over there, I should say pretty gentleman over there, Curt Anderson, is going to take it away so we can talk with Luke and learn a little bit more about what he does and the Industrial Marketing Summit 2026.
Hey, thanks, Damon. Luke, happy Friday to you, dude. How are you, man?
As my kids' school says, Friday, good old Friday. I am doing good. I'm doing great.
Nice.
Well, it's a great day to have a great day. So, hey, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We are going to do a deep dive. Dude, you're one of the speakers at the Industrial Marketing Summit for 2026. What do you think of that?
I don't know what they're thinking.
Well, hey, you know what? I spoke last year, so they've raised the bar quite a bit. You know, Damon, look at that great head of hair he's got. You know, like they don't want bald guys on stage anymore, so they're going with Luke. Luke, we're going to dive right in. Did you get a good night's sleep last night? You ready to rock and roll?
I did get a good night's sleep. I got 3 young kids, and they're all sleeping great. I'm doing something right.
Oh, you're doing something wrong, man. I got a puppy, and he was up all night, so I got no sleep whatsoever. So, Luke, let's go here, man. We've got a ton to cover on the Industrial Marketing Summit. We got a ton to cover on your company, your background, maybe talk a little TCU. But before we do all these things, hey, when you were a little guy growing up, I have a question for you. Little guy growing up, who was your hero? Who did you look up to? Who just showered you with unconditional love? Who was your hero when you were a kid growing up?
Oh gosh, that's an easy answer. It's got to be my dad.
Nice, awesome. What's Dad's name?
Joel.
Joel. And what was so special? Why was Joel your hero?
He was just always there to support me through the best and worst of times. We didn't really have the worst of times, but you know, you're a kid, you screw up, and he had screwed up plenty of times in his life and always told me that the only way to learn something and do better is screwing up. So yeah. He was always there to push me back in the right direction and figure it out. My mom was a huge role model as well. I cannot take anything away from her. They were both just excellent parents and taught me to work hard and do what I do best and figure it out.
Awesome. Well, hey, God bless you, man. Big shout out to Mom and Dad, Joel. And what's your mom's name?
It was either that or Weird Al Yankovic. So,
hey, you know what, dude? I'm right there with you, brother. I'm a big Weird Al guy. That was awesome. What's Mom's name?
Trisha.
So big shout out to Joel and Trisha for doing such an amazing job raising this fine young man, Luke. Luke, let's go here. So I understand you went to TCU. Do I have that correct?
That's right.
All right. The frogs, right? Do we have
more frogs? Spit blood out of their eyes.
What's that?
They spit blood out of their eyes.
That's right. So hey, God bless the frogs. So you go to TCU. What brought you? And we're going to talk about the company, but I want to dive in first. What led you to a career in manufacturing? Why industrial? What attracted you there?
Well, I was sort of born into it. I was a marketing major at TCU, and I went out to find my own course and ended up working in the pharmaceutical industry, in the advertising agency industry, and the oil and gas industry as a landman, which now is made popular by Billy Bob Thornton. So everybody knows what I did. I was only a landman for a short while, though. I've got plenty of friends that are still in it. So now
isn't Billy Bob's character after you?
I haven't even watched the show. I need to watch.
Same here, but I think
I hear he drinks a lot, so it could be after me. I enjoy a beer or a beverage every once in a while.
There you go.
Nice.
And I went out to sort of pave my own way and worked at startups and worked at a dining room table to start up a marketing agency, and with the founder, and ended up. I already talked about my role model being my dad. Ended up looking at Mactech, which my dad's the president of, and 12 years ago said he was a client of ours at the marketing agency I was working for, because who's easier to sell to than your dad? And we just said, hey, we had a 2-year kind of client customer relationship where I was, separate companies, but we were working together. And at one point we just kind of looked at each other and it's like, hey, I like working with you. And it's like, hey, I like working with you too. And it's like, well, maybe we should put a ring on it and make this official.
There you go.
Kind of never looked back. It's, I don't think I ever said I want to be in the industrial marketing space or the industrial sales space. It just sort of happened. And he would tell you the same thing because he was an investment banker and just ended up taking on a client as a big industrial client and said, all right, that was fun. Let me see if I can do something else. And a guy called him and said, hey, come help me rescue my business a little bit. And he moved up to Minnesota and said, all right. And then he's been there for 30 plus years now. So
wow. Isn't that amazing? What a great story. So, all right. So
I guess the answer for anybody that's interested in the industrial space is you just kind of fall into it.
Yeah. Everybody's an accidental industrial marketer, right? So what a great story, man. So your dad comes into the company 30 years later. Here Joel is crushing it. You guys start working together on a marketing side as a third-party resource. And all of a sudden you're like, hey, let's throw a ring on this. And now forever, ever happy ever after, right? Is that how that goes?
That's how it goes. So far, happily ever after. I don't know about ever after, but happy so far.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to pull up the website. Before I do, can you share with folks, tell everybody about the company and how do you guys make the world a better place?
We are everybody's an industrial person here for the most part, but we are a field machining organization. So there's probably, I don't know how many people are on this stream, but there's people that know what a machine shop does. They take metal and maketh things out of that metal. They make a big chunk of something into a smaller chunketh of something to maketh useful parts that make the world spin, make the world go round. It's fun to see if you really think about a machinist. They've made parts in your computer, parts in your car, parts in an airplane, parts in your refrigerator, things that we use every day that we all take for granted. The door to my office that's closed right now doesn't open unless the machinist machines the handle and the lock and the knob and everything. Yeah. So in our world, in the machine shop world, you take a piece of metal, you put it on a lathe or a platform, and you turn that piece of metal and you put a lathe on it and you spin it and you taketh metal away and make something useful out of it. In our field machining world, we are working on things that are too big to bring into a shop, or like a ship or an oil platform or a refinery or a power plant. I say too big. My other sort of adjective, I guess, is just stuck in the ground. You can't move it. You can't bring your refinery to the refinery fix-it shop like you can and say, hey, please fix this pipe in here for me. So in a sense, my wife still doesn't know what we do, but I tend to tell her to make it easy for some people in layman's terms that we're kind of the big industrial glorified plumbers of the world. We bring the tools to your house, to your shop, to your facility to fix what you need fixed or create what you need created.
Well, that's a great explanation. And so for folks at home, he's a glorified plumber. I absolutely love it. So I think you're being very humble, very modest. Can you guys see my screen?
Super Mario was a glorified plumber too. So
and look at he did okay.
Yeah,
didn't
he done okay.
So, all right. So let's, I want to take a little navigation through the website. So you guys do some really exciting things. So point out a few things here that you guys have going on.
So, pipe cutting, we make portable pipe cutting machines that clamp around a pipe, call it a clamshell, a lot of places, or a split frame cutter.
Yep.
It can sever a pipe. It can put a bevel on the end of a pipe, because when welders come in and weld two pipes together, they have a certain certification they need to make sure that pressurized liquids or gases or whatever that's going through an industrial pipe aren't going to blow out and explode and hurt someone or
Yeah.
whatnot. We make big industrial drills. You see that on the right. That bottom left picture, that's a really cool machine. That's our LDFM. It's a large diameter flange facing machine.
Yeah.
That thing is it can go out to, what's it say there, 229 or 220 inches. And it sits on the internal diameter of a pipe and faces a big face on it. So
the end of it, so it makes the end of the pipe square or angled, whatever they want. Yeah. That's amazing.
That's an internal cutting machine you just clicked on that actually drops inside a pipe. So a lot of piers, and that's actually out like doing bridge construction. They'll dig a big trench and drop a big pipe down into the trench and cement it, and you got to go in and cut it from the inside.
Gosh,
wow.
What do you think, David?
Cool. There's so much stuff like this that you never know happens or how it's done.
Right. This is absolutely phenomenal. So, all right. So, tell us a little bit on the background. Your dad got in the company. You said 30 years ago. Was that right?
30 plus now. We did a little 30 years. We've been around for 50 plus years. I think 74 was the official inauguration of Tech Group Mactech. Started out as a heat treating company, a portable heat treating company that went out and wrapped pipes and got them prepped to get welding, and just kind of quickly figured out that those pipes needed to be machined and whatnot as well, and went down the development path of creating machining gear that's portable and send it out to do work.
Wow. This is awesome, dude. And I think now you mentioned Minnesota. Now you guys I noticed here you have many locations, right?
We are in Minnesota. We have a true operational facility in Paducah, Kentucky, Broussard, which is basically Lafayette, Louisiana. We've got some kind of sales hubs in Michigan and Marinette, Wisconsin, a sales hub in and distributors in Australia and Europe and kind of all over the world.
Right.
Wow. Very cool. So you guys are actually making some of the equipment to machine?
We make it all.
Made
in the USA. See, right behind me.
Yeah. But that's kind of unique when we're talking about you're out there doing the machining, but you're also making the equipment. I mean, you really get to a whole different level of debug, R&D, all the kind of stuff that a lot of these machining companies making machines would really love to have.
Correct. That's awesome that you say that, because I actually have our trade show brochure, whatever. I've got a PDF of it somewhere too, but it's almost kind of the what's the guy's name from Shark Tank that did FUBU, for us, by us.
Yeah.
But I mean, like we have a brochure that's made by field machinists, feedback provided by field machinists, engineering, worked on by field machinists. We do rental equipment too, and all the equipment's maintained and cleaned up and put ready to go by guys that are out there working in the field and know how to use it.
Yeah.
So it's a big, powerful tool for us.
Yeah.
It can be a crutch a little bit too. You can have your competition tell you that you shouldn't be doing contract work and selling equipment to compete against whoever, but we've made it for 50 years doing it the way we've done it, and it's worked so far, and we get it. And we sell equipment to customers that'll say, hey, we're quoting this job, and we'll be like, all right, it's all, all's love and fair and war, and you go for it, and we'll go find another patch to sniff in.
No. Nice. All right, guys. So, hey, happy Friday, everybody. You're out there. Drop us a note. Let us know you're there. Secondly, do yourself a big favor. Connect with Luke on LinkedIn. He's a wonderful, amazing young man. He's putting out all sorts of great content. So, and then Luke, what we're here to talk about the Industrial Marketing Summit.
Yep.
And before I go there, you've got a really fun topic, man. Like this, I cannot wait to catch you live at the Industrial Marketing Summit in Austin this year. Before we go there, for friends out there that are marketers at manufacturing, or maybe talk to that manufacturer that they haven't started their marketing journey yet. How have you come into, I mean, like you guys have such a great online presence. I'm assuming before you got there, what did it look like before you got there?
Before we got, I had this conversation last week with another person, and before we got there, it really was just a website.
Yeah.
And and this is a decade ago when I came on board, and I was fortunate enough to come from sort of the agency life where I had worked with all sorts of different clients. So I got a good view of like real estate and Thomas Reprographics, who did vehicle wraps, and Maggiano's Little Italy was a client of mine that I wasn't necessarily selling pasta dishes, but selling banquets to people that wanted to host their weddings and rehearsal dinners and stuff. And all of it really boiled down to just where are the leads, right? The classic like Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
Yeah.
Want leads. Where are the leads? And so my mindset when I came to Mactech was just like, well, where are our leads coming from right now? And it's like, well, we don't know. The sales guys that are driving around and knocking on doors. So we had an old crotchety website, and we really just jumped into crafting newsletters and blog posts and revamping the website. And I continue to call it pay-per-click marketing because I think it's probably called something else now. But really paying to get your name out there and finding not only just like the terms that people are searching for, but like what really the value is they're searching for, and get it in front of them. And that's what everything in marketing changes every month. I was about to say every day, which is probably true too, but I don't have enough time to keep up with how quickly it seems to be changing now. But you can really I think you can play with the basics and still get exponential value out of your marketing. People are AI is such a huge buzzword if you're even on LinkedIn or anything at any point in time, but you could start by curating a newsletter and updating some product pages and talking to some customers and figuring out why they found you in the first place, and try to reproduce that with more customers.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay. So you came in, and so now with Dad being president, very much embraced. And so like, did you have like kind of free reign? Like, hey, this is what we're going to do? Was a lot of experimenting? Like, how did you really figure out what was going to work for you?
I had free reign, and I was also to be fun to people out there listening, I was also assigned to be the sales manager at the same time. So I got to wear many hats and help organize and maintain the sales team and charge them with what needed to be done and focus on the marketing as well. So we came in sort of guns a-blazing and ready to shake things up and add more structure and add more metrics and scorecards and making sure we're headed in the right direction.
So it's awesome because, Mactech, great company, old school, probably sales and marketing process. Like you said, right. The website was probably just a placeholder. You had salespeople out there, they're doing the marketing and sales and everything. So you've been there a while now and you're working through this stuff. Have the salespeople started to really embrace how the marketing helps people get to know you before they talk to them?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we try to involve the sales team whenever we can in the marketing side of things as well. We're the most important thing anybody listening to this call can do, and it's probably been beaten to death by the experts out there, but is to like go and talk to customers to figure out where their pain is and try to present a solution to solve it. And I think if you treat your sales, if you're a marketer and you treat your sales team as a customer in a way, I mean, we talk about internal customers in our organization, and it's not just between sales and marketing. You know, the logistics guy is your customer or you're his customer as well. He's going to get your equipment out to your customer quicker if you deliver the right paperwork the way he wants it, and yada yada yada, from department to department. So I try to present what we're doing and how we're doing it quarterly, and what's working and what's not, and it's usually welcome, and it's open to feedback, and I'm open to trying new ideas and whatnot. But we all work together pretty well. But we're also a smaller organization. We have 11 or 12 people on our sales team, and like one and a half people in our internal marketing department. And, it's not this giant web of like, all right, set up a pitch to 300 employees or whatever. I can pick up the phone and talk to a salesperson right now if I want to, and just do it. So I mean, maybe that's the lesson to everybody is want something that Joel always hammers home is just pick up the phone and talk to people. You don't have to set a meeting or set a time. You can salespeople are trained to go cold call people. Why don't you go cold call your internal customer as well?
Right.
Yeah. Good point.
Great point here. And I think this is a perfect segue. So Luke, let's talk about, let's dive into your session at the Industrial Marketing Summit. And
I still got to practice my session.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We're going to give a little, hey, let's take a little peek here. So I love the title. I love the description here. So Luke manages Al, 65-year-old who types with two fingers, calls LinkedIn, Facebook for work, and is a top performing sales rep. Discover how real sales marketing alignment happens without buzzwords or AI platforms. Just trust, transparency, practical tactics that bridge generational gaps and drive results in traditional industrial companies. So how did this come about, and who's Al?
I saw this the other day. They ruined my surprise, because you see my headline, how Al changed the way sales and marketing work together. Some might read that as how AI changed the way sales and marketing work together. Because I always see I make the joke that I always see AI on LinkedIn and think that I'm reading about Al.
Hey, there's a great song. Was it "Don't Call Me Al"? Right?
Don't call me AI.
Yeah, don't call me AI. So, all right, teaching an old dog new trick. Well, you got two old dogs right here, Luke.
Al's actually retired now. Great sales guy. Very old school. Dropping kolaches off to customers and bringing Sonic chili dogs to customers, and a young buck salesperson that's whizzing around on LinkedIn and AI and Apollo and whatnot would probably laugh at him, and he'd probably laugh at them. Two very different generations, but he was all about relationships and working hard, and working hard to keep those relationships alive. I say working hard because if you were part of my organization, some might laugh, because he was also viewed as a little bit slower at times to get things done or type things in or get the CRM updated or the things that others might deem important.
Right.
But Al is the guy too that kind of the old dogs new tricks mentality was just like, I showed him the light. And this is just like showing someone how something works. I showed him the light one day on LinkedIn and just said, like, look at these posts. And he works for our offshore division. So he's kind of look at this, without getting too far into it. Look at these posts, and like, look at these people commenting and liking this post on Mactech Offshore. Like, these are your customers, and they're asking questions and doing things. Why don't you go answer it? And he was like, okay. And then it was like he saw the light, because all of a sudden he started posting on LinkedIn like once or twice a week to my Mactech offshore page. And he'd go find pictures that we had saved, or got from a job, and he'd write up a little. Like he's not going to win a Pulitzer Prize or anything for his writing, but he was just creating content.
Yeah.
And then it transformed in this thing where he said, "I love my job." So every post he'd put was, "I love my job," and it was like a cool project that came back and a successful job, but it wasn't even about Mactech. It was about him. And I just thought it was this cool story where he got it. And it's not overcomplicated to just create one piece of content every week. And he did it. And I never asked him to do it. He never asked me if he could do it. He just did it.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's so cool.
And then he retired, and now I have to do it again.
Now you,
Yeah.
darn it.
I got to keep it up.
Yeah. What's wrong with Al? What's wrong with him?
Well, the cool part about that is a lot of people think that it's creating content is about, oh, I gotta put all this into it. And people just want to see what's going, like a company like Mactech, people just want to see the cool stuff you're doing. And you're out there every day in it. And it's and you being in it every day, you don't think that's cool, but somebody on the outside looks at it and go, holy heck, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was just looking at your LinkedIn, and it was showing your diamond wire saws going into the water. I'm like, holy cow, that's gotta be fun.
Yeah. And that post, I posted that yesterday, and then today, one of the like head honchos at one of our biggest accounts, great customer, great company, huge company, like not the guy running the saw, the guy like writing checks and decisions, commented on there, Mactech makes great equipment. And it's like, wow, that's awesome. That's great to see. And it's just because you literally, in our business, and maybe it's not everywhere else, you just post a picture and you make a clever comment and you tell someone what you're doing, and boom, you're done.
Yeah.
I've gone down the lanes of trying to get real graphical and add logos here and flair here, or think about it too hard. But it's when you just kind of shoot from this is my story. When I shoot from the hip is when I get a post that gets in my business like 100 or 200 likes, and interaction is a pretty big post for us. They're in the 20s or 30s or 40s. But when you get those hundreds or 200s, I look at it and I'm like, well, what did I do different? It's like, I don't know. I just kind of let it fly, let it rip.
Yeah.
Good
stuff. And I think one big takeaway of what you're describing with yourself and Al, I mean, you're describing Al as just such an endearing, wonderful gentleman. He was just authentic.
Yeah.
He was just being himself and just kind of putting him out. And, like you said, showing up with the Sonic chili dogs or whatever, just, the old school, very genuine, very kind-hearted, and most importantly, caring salesperson. Right. Yeah. And it wasn't about the sales. It was like his dedication to the success of his customers is what I'm hearing, or what you're describing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When that shines through pictures or words or whatever it is, it goes a long way.
Yep. So Luke, let's go here. So, and hey, Damon, let's put a shout out. So anybody interested in going to the Industrial Marketing Summit 2026, it's right around the corner. It's going to be here before you know it. If you sign up and you type the words B to Betail, you're going to get a little discount. It's a coupon code for you out there. So we'd love for you, if you want to catch Luke live, strongly encourage you, welcome you, invite you, go to the Industrial Marketing Summit, sign up today, type in B to Betail, and you're going to get a little coupon code, a little discount for you guys, just a little added bonus.
There you go.
Awesome. Yeah. Go ahead, Damon.
Well, and that's the Industrial Marketing Summit 2026. If people don't know that the full title to it, because it is an awesome lineup every year. The people that get there and just what you can learn from the group, really.
Yeah. So Luke, let's go here. Do you do a lot of public speaking? How did this come about? Like, how'd you get on the lineup here? And like, why should people come see you speak?
I talk too much. So, if you give me an open platform, I'm sure there's times today when you guys are just like, okay, like, let's go get your point out. No, I don't do a lot of public speaking. I have participated in some podcasts and I say just for kind of like Al, just to be authentic.
Right.
And this feels like a chance for me to be authentic. I'm not promoting anything. It's a chance for me to share a decade plus of knowledge that I've learned. And I think there's a lot of people. So I went 2 years ago, and a lot of topics are based on AI and the technology and the tech stack. And I'm not saying everything's based on that, but I think I'm trying to bring that authentic, like, this is industrial sales and marketing have to work together, and industrial sales people, a lot of the time, I'm not saying every time, are older blue collar gentlemen that don't always get that side of the tech stack. So you have to figure out how to make the synergy between the two work together. And that's not always the case. There's a bunch of, depending on what business you're in, there's young whippersnappers, there's males and females out there killing it. But in my experience, I've always just managed a bunch of people that are older than me and sharp as a whip when it comes to getting their hands dirty and moving things and building relationships and talking to people. But you got to be able to balance the marketing side of it with them as well.
So Luke, let's set this. So in particular, this topic, and Damon, we come across a lot of folks who are millennials, Gen Zers, fresh out of college, and God bless them, they're stuck dealing with like us Gen Xers or baby boomers. We have a client who's 24 working with a 77-year-old. Several generations in between. Luke, what recommendation, what advice do you have? Let's say for that young person just coming out of college, that millennial, the Gen Zer. I guess it'd be more Gen Z. What would you recommend advice to deal with? We'll say more experienced, more seasoned folks. Mine and Damon's generation. How do you deal with us old dogs?
How do we deal with you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm probably older.
How do you put up with us?
If we did the state fair thing, I'm probably older than you think too. I just turned 40. Nobody ever believes me, but I did. I'm there.
We got to look at that.
Hey, we need to see some ID. Can you hold up the license?
You show
what? It's all about the hair, Damon. Look at that great
hair. Yeah, it's all about the hair.
You show up to the Industrial Marketing Summit. I will show you my identification.
That's right. All right, I'll card you when we get
it's hard because I work remote and all my sales guys are in different places, but you have to, if I was going to boil it down to just how does that Gen Z person really jump in, is you got to take that person to lunch or coffee or happy hour, whatever it is, outside of the business of the day. You really want to get to know. It doesn't mean you got to be friends. It doesn't mean you got to go to their kids' sports games or whatever, but you really want to get that personal, authentic relationship. That we're coming full circle again to authentic relationships, but you want to know the person you're working with and not just be on a Teams call once a week with them or whatever it is, trying to hash through to-dos or action items or reports or whatever it is. I think that really goes a long way. I spent the first, not going to lunch, I spent the first half of my career going to every single trade show we went to not even sell anything, but spend time with my salespeople who I was responsible for managing. And that in and of itself, the time between customers where people aren't walking by or people are in the conference, the time between selling where you actually got to sit and talk to someone and learn about them was probably 10 times more valuable than the leads that came from the show or whatnot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I was fortunate enough in the past to be able to do that as well. And, out traveling at the shows, out traveling with them too. If there's if you're going to go to an account that they wanted you to come along with for some reason or something like that, that car time, that the time around that is so valuable.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Breaking bread with somebody, just getting
Yeah.
in person, especially like, COVID, just getting out there. And again, shameless plug, go to the Industrial Marketing Summit, for our solo marketer friends, and you just feel like you're in a silo. You feel like you're on your own, man. I'll tell you, you're going to be with hundreds and hundreds of your new best friends at the Industrial Marketing Summit, because everybody's kind of in the same boat, right? Luke, what did you, the first time you popped
in Austin, Texas, right?
Yes.
Where they have great barbecue and great tacos and great beer and
great music
and great activities to do.
Right. Why would you not consider going? So, Luke, I know, all right, we could keep you all day. We'll start winding down. What are you excited about as far as what are people going to walk away from when they go to your session at the Industrial Marketing Summit? What's one takeaway that they're going to have?
I want them to I get really out there and creative at times, and sometimes my ideas work and sometimes they don't. I plan on bringing the ones that worked, maybe a few that didn't, but I want people to walk away with an idea to sort of bridge the gap between sales and marketing for their organization.
Very cool.
And I think it's something that a lot of people get frustrated with. It sounds cliche, but when things sound cliche, it usually means they're sort of true. I say that about cliches and stereotypes. Like sometimes it's because it's true. But no, there's a lot of tension between sales and marketing at times.
Yeah.
And there doesn't have to be. And I think just boiling it down to authenticity and having a little fun and getting a little loose and not creating some rigid structured thing is important. So I hope to bring some of that to the table and have someone walk away and say, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try what Luke told me to do. And then I'll witch and moan it when I get fired or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not going to happen. Well, we've got I hear we have a good reference from Joel, so I know you must be doing something right. So as we start winding down, one question that I'd love to ask you: you've been on the block for quite a while, much longer than I anticipated. Did you say 40?
40 in October 23rd, just turned 40.
God, dude, you don't.
And we got another full circle. You know whose birthday is October 23rd? Weird Al.
Woo!
There you go.
You and Weird Al. So, Luke, let's go here. Best business advice. What is the best business advice that you've ever received that you would love to pass along? Best business advice.
Man, I had best business advice comes from school, which probably doesn't, everybody learns something after school, but I had a marketing professor that pounded into us, and this is about business and personal life, if you're not growing, you're dying. And it was mainly about business, but I took that into account for, personal, professional, learning, whatever it is. You always kind of got to be reaching out for something more. And if you're sitting in a marketing or a sales seat, you're probably rolling your eyes because someone like me has told you, well, your quota last year was this, and now it's growing because we got to grow. But everybody's chasing inflation, but you kind of got to chase the inflation of life as well. And
wow,
if you're not growing as a person or a family or a professional, maybe you're not dying, but you're not moving yourself onward and upward.
Yep. Great advice, my friend. Inflation. I haven't heard that one before. Damon, takeaways, thoughts from our conversation with our dear friend Luke. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, just first of all, Luke, thanks for stopping by today. Stuff you guys are doing is cool. I love how you're mixing old new school together with your marketing and seeing people embrace it. Just thanks for stopping by and sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, doing some amazing work. So, Luke, best place to find you: LinkedIn, stop by the website, go to the Industrial Marketing Summit, anywhere else that we can find you. Can give your address, your phone number, anything else?
817-771-0420. Pick up the phone, call me.
Hey, text him, call him. He's going to take you to Sonic, get a little chili dog.
Right.
You guys can hang out.
Chili dog.
Luke, are you before we wrap up and let you go, are you a baseball fan by any chance?
I am.
I'm looking at like those collage of all the pictures. I don't know if there's any baseball up there.
I
see Santa Claus.
There's my There's my daughter playing softball last season, and sadly last night they lost in the championship game 14-13. On a controversial play at the plate on the last out. So
are you serious?
yeah, we're still rolling over that one.
Well, all right, we won't. Man, now I apologize. I brought that one up. So
Yeah.
all right, let's go. All right, so if you're, are you a Texas Ranger guy? Like, who's your team?
Minnesota Twins.
Oh, you're a Twins guy. All right, the Twins, right? Now the Twins. Who's the dreaded? Like, who's the Tigers? Like, who's your arch enemy?
I was always for me personally, it's been the Yankees, just because they knocked us out of the playoffs about 7 or 8 times in a row. So,
I don't blame it. All right, so Luke, we're going to close you out on this. You ready? You sitting down? You got a good night's sleep? You said you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The Twins are playing the dreaded, hated Yankees. Bottom of the ninth. There's a guy on second base, 2 outs, tied score. Okay, you with me?
Yeah.
Manager looks down the bench and says, "Hey, Luke, grab your helmet, grab your bat, get to the plate, hit in the winning run. We got to get out of here, right? I got dinner reservations. We got to end this game now." You go grab your helmet, you grab your bat, you're walking up to the plate. On the way to the plate, what's your walk-up song?
What's my walk-up song? It would have to be "Zombie" by the Cranberries.
Zombie by the Cranberries. That's a great song, dude. High five on that one.
Yeah.
We've never had that one, Damon.
No,
That's
we
a
have not.
great
That's
song.
awesome.
Dude, I thought you were going to break out a Weird Al song for sure.
No. I gotta get they're a little alternative rock, but I gotta get it in there.
Huge zombie. I can tell you.
If I really wanted to get pumped up, though, it'd be "Kickstart Your Heart" by Motley Crue. So
that would be a good one too.
Attaboy. All right, 2 great answers.
Awesome.
Man, Zombie. That was a good. You know what? I think when we get out the call, I might have to jam some Zombies.
Yeah,
So
I have to pull
Luke,
it up.
thank you for joining us today, dude. We appreciate you. We applaud you for everything that you're doing. Big shout out to Mom and Dad, Joel and Trish, I believe you said.
Yeah.
And so what wonderful job that they did with you. Guys, stop by Luke's LinkedIn profile, connect with him. Stop by, go to Austin in March of 2026, the Industrial Marketing Summit, and you get to hear our dear friend Luke on stage live in person.
Yeah.
So,
Looking
all right, guys. We're going to wrap up. And so, hey, Damon, what do we like to say? Just go out and be someone's inspiration.
Yep.
Just like this handsome devil. And how about a big round of applause for Luke, Mr. 40, who looks 30.
Yes.
There you go.
Luke, thank you, brother. Damon, why don't you take it away, dude?
All right. Well, thanks, Luke, for being here. Thanks for all you listeners out there. We can see you're out here listening. If you got in late and didn't hear it all with Luke, get back to the beginning because you're going to enjoy it. And learning about Luke, what he's doing out there, helping bridge the generation in sales marketing. So thanks, everyone. We'll be back again next week. We're out for now.